Wow. Hello, and welcome to the Explorers of Efera, and welcome to Roll with Advantage. My name is Joe, and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master. I'm super excited to play tonight's session. And also equally as nervous, because there's a lot at stake here. Am I being super choppy for everybody?
You were for a second. It's better.
I think it's evened out.
It's evened out
when you
now?
first went live, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. So, welcome. It's good to have you here. And I look forward to tonight's session. As always, with the beginning of every session, I want to go ahead and give a big thank you and shout outs to our artists and musicians who do work for the show and do a darn good job at what they do. So please, if you have an Instagram and you're willing to go give them a follow, I suggest it. Lisa and Gemma for the artwork that they do for the Isles of Efera, and just general art that they've done for the channel in general. Lisa has been doing a string of content of all of the characters in modern outfits on the Discord. So I really recommend you go check that out on the Discord if you're not already a part of it. And then Andy there is the person who did the character art for the Explorers of Efera and the Salamander Coast, the Tuesday and Friday game. So that is that. And I don't think I have anything else, so I think we should just go ahead and roll the intro and get started.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, intro it up, and let's go. Alrighty, hello, we are back. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, too many tabs open here. So,
Quit stalling, Joseph.
last we had left off, picking up where we left off, the group finds themselves in quite the predicament in New Verdalka. They're surrounded on all sides by enemies, but also potential allies, whether it be Ulf Hornwood, Mikael Pazzo, or even Governor Torin. The party has to find a way to balance the scales in their favor against the Golden Shields. The fate of the future of the natives of Efera lie upon their shoulders. There are two key points of information they have going in to the events they're currently surrounded by. They know that the town guard is loyal to the governor, and Agatha is willing to sacrifice an entire city if it means she wins. The party knows that whatever they plan, they have to make sure that Agatha doesn't discover it until it's too late. So, given all this information, the party decides to pursue the most fruitful path, the Silver Rose. Allegedly a fallen angel, according to Malcanthid, the patron to Morganix. The group decides to send Morganix and Varnast in disguise to meet with him. While that is happening, Cyrus, Alec, and Selah are outside of the mansion and in the chateau area, causing a distraction if need be. However, immediately upon arrival for Morganix and Varnast, the air is tense and things only escalate from there. Although it seemed like the desperate plea from Morganix failed to change his opinion, he dismissed his guards and told them he would meet with Agatha at her earliest convenience. He then took Morganix to a small homely shack near his garden and sat her down at a small table inside the shack. And this is right where we're going to jump in. So, Alec, or Morganics. You sit down at the small table. You can see a collection of fruits and vegetables that seem to have been harvested from the garden. Some of them still have spots of dirt on them that are sitting on this table. And you see him sit down, pulling his gloves off, and he sets them down on the seat next to him. He just sits there and stares at you for only a few moments. And then he says, "Speak carefully. Any lie, if I see it, I will have you chained, turned over to the guard. Now, why are you here, and who really sent you?"
I have been sent by no one. I have no interest in lying to you. I will tell you everything. I have been honest with you. My greatest desire is to see her destroyed. And I think you are the one person who can help me do it.
Why?
And I'm going to... Oh, I'm sorry.
Why do you want to see her destroyed?
Because I think she has my soul. And I have accidentally empowered her, and I need to make that right if that is the only thing I ever do in my lifetime.
How did you empower her?
I am going to sit very calmly with my hands clasped in my lap. I'm going to take a breath, and I am going to do Radiant Soul and unleash my wings. Are they still white?
So all of the stats stay the same, all of the things that it does, but they are a black, misty purple. And you can see his eyebrows drop and a frown
I'm going to
across
just...
his face.
They were white once, before her. I was a librarian in Hearthcrest, and I never wanted anything else. When I was a little girl, I started hearing a voice. And it scared me. And I didn't want to be different. But it wouldn't let up. So, he told me I was special. And we came to a sort of understanding. He told me little ways in which I could help the people around me. Sometimes it was just putting in a word for somebody. Sometimes it was an anonymous parcel of food. Little acts of charity that meant the world to me. And then one day he insisted. There was a tomb that an evil man had died in and left behind a very powerful magical item.
Oh.
And he told me to go get it. And I went and I got it. I didn't want to. I was scared. I waited a whole day, but he wouldn't shut up. He wouldn't stop. He told me that evil men were going for it. So I went and I picked it up. And then I almost died. The three of them stormed in, and they were going to kill me. And I heard another voice who told me she could save me. I don't remember the bargain I made with her, but I made one, and I lived. And I'm going to take the hex blade out, just the hilt, and set it across my knees.
And you see him look down at the hilt and then look at the wings. And eventually, after that explanation, they do fade away. And he reaches across the table and he puts a hand on top of your hand and he squeezes it. And he says, I am so sorry that this happened to you. He squeezes and lets go. Do you remember the name of your guide?
His name is Galadar, and he has fallen.
No.
Do you know him?
Yes, I did know him. A long time ago, I knew him. It is not my place to tell you of him.
I wish somebody would.
The only person who can do that is him.
He's looking for me.
Sure he
He's
is.
on the island. After I found this, I realized I would be hunted. And I didn't want to endanger my family. So I came here. In that time, Galadar fell, and I have stopped receiving counsel from him. And I have instead received counsel from her, pretending to be him, and I have made some very bad choices.
My dear,
I have 3 months to live. 3 months until she comes back into her complete and total power.
Wait, how do you know?
She has told me.
And you can
I
see
have...
just...
Oh, sorry.
You can see just fury wash across his face.
I have to find a way to seal her back in here. Because she has some level of freedom now. I have to reseal her. I have to bind her. And if I cannot destroy her, then I have to put this somewhere no one will ever find it. I think you understand that.
I do. More than you know. You see, I was the one who bound her to that rod. After she stole my divinity and had me fall from grace, I was the one who spent 30 years looking for answers, looking for a way to make sure no one would ever have the same experience I did. I found a way, and I bound her, because I thought that if my divinity was to stay true, if I were to regain balance and be allowed into Celestia again, it wouldn't be through killing her. I thought that would be ridiculous. If I do that, I'm no better than she is, and I bound her. I waited. I waited for Pelor, for Bahamut, for Ioun, for Arathis. I waited for anyone who tell me, you've done it. You've wrote that wrong. You fixed it. you may come back. But they did.
You're not done yet. What you did before, can you do it again?
I refuse to bind her again.
Why?
Because the only option to rid her is to destroy her. Root and stem, she must be removed and destroyed. If not, she will commune with another cultist or devout follower. These 3 individuals who attacked you, I'm sure that they still hunt you, looking for
They
that.
do. They're in league with your boss, by the way. You're on the wrong side. I think you know that. I think you know that Agatha is the purest of evil. Your whole situation here is very curious.
I know.
You have no servants, but you live like a lord. Have you given up?
No, but what choice do I have?
You have a choice. I am that choice. I am standing in front of you right now. Well, I'm sitting at your table.
Then tell me.
And you have chosen not to kill me yet.
You're right. You are right. But tell me, what do you have to offer? Any hope for the city was destroyed when Agatha decided to burn 1/5 of it to the ground. What do you
We
have?
have an army.
An army. Are they in another hidden part underneath the city, or?
I don't know if I care to disclose that information to you yet. I have taken a great leap of faith. I have put myself into a very vulnerable position. I have gambled on you, hoping that you would see. If you come to our side, we think we can convince others to follow. We will do it. We will be in a better position for an uprising. We will give the people something to believe in. We could have attacked, but we don't want to see any more innocent people die.
Right. Organics, please, for me.
Oh God, no.
Had to happen
I
eventually.
still have advantage.
You do, right? Because that's for an hour, right? And I think this would be
Yeah.
like the last one you get with that advantage.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
No whammies.
Okay.
Okay.
Man. Ready. So he looks at you, eyebrows furrowed, obviously a lot of thoughts passing through his head. And then the tension relieves.
I am going to drop Mask of Many Faces and reveal myself as I truly am.
You.
Me. Throwing myself at your feet.
I can see what she's done to you.
Yeah.
You're... That's the one thing most people don't know about Malcanthe is it's not just the draining of life energy. That isn't good enough for her anymore.
She'll recreate me in her image. She will break me. And if she has my soul, she will devour it. She will torture it for all eternity. And I don't even know if I care if I can just stop her from doing it to anyone else.
A nod. Very well. If you truly believe that you really have a chance, I will do what I can to aid you. But if I am to help against Malcanthe, before, when I sealed her away originally, there were others who accompanied me. Friends that I had made. Friends who died to make sure it happened. If we are to destroy her, there's only one thing I need. And I've spent many, many, many years searching for it. And I was so close to having it.
What is it?
It was what she took from me. If we were to find it, and I were to have it back, I could be restored to my true form. I still am immortal, but I can be killed. I am immortal from long life. I will never die from old age, but wounds, blades, and spells can still harm me, but with what she stole, before she took from me what is mine, I was a Solar. The mightiest warriors of Celestia. If we were to have it, if I was to have it back, if we could find it, the playing field would be even. But it was so close. It was in Sunken City Bay. I knew it was there. I had servants. I had people who I had hired to go and get it, and then it just disappeared. And it could be miles, hundreds of miles away, but there's a chance. If the city is one, and it happens to be here, if we find it, my only request is that it is mine. I don't care about money or artifacts or anything. I just want it balanced again. That's all I want.
Is balance not intangible? Could not an act of redemption do it?
I tried. I've tried over and over and over. Instead of destroying Malcanthe, I sealed her away. I did what was good and what was just and what was lawful. I have given away mass amounts of the wealth that I've procured in this city to the people who need it. I don't hire servants because it's just an elevated form of slavery. I do none of this, hoping that one day I will receive the blessing. None of it is worth it. All I ask is that if it's here, for some reason, and Agatha has been holding it for her own selfish purposes, then so be it. I would expect nothing less of her. But all I ask is if you find it, that it be returned to me.
I will promise you to try.
That is all I ask. Regardless, though, you have my blessing, and you have my assistance in whatever you need done.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
I'm a little gun shy. I can't imagine why.
Okay. As far as you can tell, there is a lot of empathy in his eyes for you. The skulls like me better. Just like the skulls, he has more empathy for you.
I embraced it today.
Yeah. All you got to do is stare death in the face, and it'll run away. Yeah.
It blunk.
So yeah, there's empathy.
Okay. I will reach out to shake his hand.
And he will return the shake and smile just a little bit. And with that, we're actually going to cut to Varnast.
Oh, what?
Knee deep in that charcuterie, yo.
Yeah. So I'm just going to move everybody back to the map of New Verdalken, just because, good there, maybe. Oh, wrong.
It's good there.
Full all to scene. Go. So
Roll for Bree.
You are back there, and you are inside the house, Varnast. Okay.
Yep.
And you are currently making your way through some of the delicacies that are here, and you can see that they are very high class foods in certain areas and certain aspects, whether it be small thinly sliced prosciutto wrapped around in small gourmet cheeses, small like white bread crackers, or even personal favorite of Varnast that you definitely did not expect to see in a mansion of this sort, but cornbread.
Yes.
You are currently munching on, and you can see that you are here alone. There are no servants, no nothing. You're completely alone in this place. And you're probably here for maybe a half an hour, about maybe 45 minutes at about this point. And you've just kind of been mulling around, eating.
Just vibing.
Yeah, just trying to trust Morganix that she knows what she's doing. Right? She's a talker. She knows people. And she has a connection to this person. So you do see, though, after about 30 minutes, well, more so after about 15 minutes, really, 15, 20 minutes, you can see that there are about 6 guards that walk through the hall and then walk out the front door, seemingly leaving Morganix and the Silver Rose alone. You just take note of that and then...
Yeah.
No?
Go back to chewing.
Yeah, you just kind of eye that suspiciously, right? You're still in dark elf form. And processing, and then another half an hour passes. So we're at about 40, 45 minutes in. And at about 45, 50 minutes, you hear a knock on the door.
Man, this ain't my house. I do not answer the door.
Okay.
I don't like this.
There's another knock.
No, nope, still not answering that door.
Okay. Let's see. If you three are down there, well, it's been 45 minutes. So you know what? This is what we'll do. We'll say that because you guys are purposely going up and down trying to distract if you see it. So we'll say, which one of you is feeling especially lucky today?
Do not look at Alec.
I mean, it's gotta be Cyrus, right? Cyrus always feels
Yeah,
like
well, I
it.
just
Like
figured like the
Cyrus.
plan was that we were just like kind of like casually going up and down the,
Oh, yeah, no, I get it, but it's still
Yeah.
quite a walk to walk back and forth. It takes, maybe 30, 45 minutes to walk up and down that path. So
Right.
I'm saying which player, Kayla, Sarah, Jamie, feels the most lucky today.
Can I roll a dex?
It'll just be it'll be a straight D100, and if
Oh, God.
if it's 51 or higher, you're on that half of the road, and if it's 50 or below, you're not.
Sure, I'll do it. That's the far right one, yeah.
Yep. It's the two next to each other. D100.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, so close.
You guys are not on that side of the road. You guys are closer over here,
Damn.
and you can't
Okay,
see
never
the
mind.
mansion at all. Yeah.
And I'll shut up.
Okay. No. It was a good question. Got to keep that in mind. But yeah, it's just with the timing of everything, you weren't on that side of the road. Okay, on that side of the chateau. So, Varnast, you stay there, and you just continue to munch and chew, and then
I
you
probably
hear...
stopped eating, but yes.
Yeah. Just sort of staring down the hall where the front door is at, and you hear a voice from muffled behind the door. Rose, are you in there? You said at my earliest convenience. Here I am.
Do I recognize the voice through the door?
Yes, you do. You know exactly who that is. Agatha Durandon, the leader of the Golden Shields and the person who ordered your death and succeeded.
Is there another room nearby by chance?
Yeah, there's like the kitchen that you can head into.
Yeah. He would like go in there and like press himself up against a wall, just like trying to get as much out of sight as possible.
Okay, so you go in there. Go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage for me. Given the fact that you have the shadows, you have the advantage here.
Would it just be straight because I still have my splint on?
Ooh.
He has the cloak. He has the cloak.
That's right, you have the cloak. If you're in shadow, that means it's actual advantage. 2 advantages, 1 disadvantage. I know math. There you go. With real advantage. The first time ever and only time Varnast will get advantage.
I'll be the last time.
Okay, 13.
Lucky
You-
13. Great.
You have inspiration.
I'm not going to do much better than a 13. I have
Fair.
a 0.
Okay, all right.
I already rolled on the higher end.
So
That's fair.
with that, Varnast, you can hear... Well, I'm not going to ruin this door, but I hate to be ignored, Rose. And you hear something else muffled that you can't exactly hear. And then there is fiddling with the lock, and then appearing there, heading inside the house, is Agatha. Now, you can hear the fiddling with the locks, and then the door swings open. and you can hear heavy footfalls, 7 of them specifically. But one of them is Agatha's. You can hear boots on the stone floors, that tink, 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 tink. But the other ones are heavy footfalls. The sound of pure steel on stone. Dunk, 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 dunk. And you can hear 6 of them. And you can hear her voice. Rose, are you in here? Rose. You know I don't like to be kept waiting.
Did we hear any of this?
No, you guys are out in the garden.
I know, but she's got such this loud, booming, bitchy voice that I thought, maybe.
No, you guys are inside a building outside in the garden, and she's inside a different building.
Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah.
I think Vardas would literally just hold up his hand like over his mouth and try to just muffle any sound he's making.
Okay.
But otherwise, he's just not gonna move.
Gotcha. So,
Because he knows he sucks at stealthing.
with that, you can hear her say, fan out, find him. And you can hear those heavy footfalls diverge. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Some of them heading upstairs, some of them heading out towards the back, towards where the garden is, and then one set of footfalls heading towards the dining hall and the kitchen. Thunk, 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 thunk. And you can just hear the creaking of metal on metal. Stepping closer and closer and closer, standing still in the dining area, scanning, finding nothing, and then beginning to move towards the kitchen. With that, we're going to cut back to Morganix and Silver Rose. And you can see he's sort of standing there with you, or sitting there with you, Morganix, and he says, well then, I suppose we should depart. I will... Well, what exactly do you wish for me to do?
I would like to consult with my friends, and I would like you to meet them. Maybe I could bring them back here. We have disguises. Oh, and I will put mine back up, the sort of angelic-looking hot girl.
Okay. All right. I will... come back tomorrow evening, all of you. And we can discuss then. Do not go through the front door. Make your way through the hedges.
My friend is in your house.
Oh. The Dark Elf?
He is a friend of mine, yes. I cannot leave without him. He will worry.
Of course. I completely understand. I will have... You can exit through the front, but please be sure that... And he stops. And he looks out of the window, and Morganix, you apprehensively look out as well, and at first what you think you see is a man wearing white enameled plate armor with a gold trim to it, but there's no tabard. There's no cloak. It's just all metal. All of it. Full enclosed steel helm, but there's nothing that would give you any sight that this would be a human, and the movements are coarse and choppy. And he sort of, his eyes shoot up wide, and he says, "Who's here? You, look at me. Do not say anything. I will handle this." And you see him kind of straighten out his work clothes and put on a very fake smile. "Please, follow me." And he opens the door and begins to walk out. With that, we are going to go back to Varnast. So Varnast...
Oh, that's okay. I can wait.
So Varnast, as you are in the sewer there, you... Or not in the sewer. Dang it, saying things. In the chat, I'm reading it. As you are in the kitchen, right, hiding back up against the wall, trying to tuck into the darkest corner you can find, your cloak on each one of your sides, covering your shoulders, and hood up, just trying to make sure that you cannot be seen. You hear the boom, boom, boom cross through the threshold of the door. You can hear the grinding of steel and cogs. And then turn and look at the area and just continue to scan. And you can just barely see this figure. Metal and lifeless. No fidgeting or movements. Everything seemingly robotic. So the entity begins to step around the kitchen. Pacing around until eventually it curves around the center table, the center island where many meals are prepared, and it is facing directly in front of you by maybe about 12 feet. And its head just slowly begins to pan back and forth, covering the exact area where you're at. At about that moment, when you feel like its eyes are about to lock into yours and see you, there is a voice that you can hear. A human man's voice. "Agatha, I didn't realize that you would take at the earliest convenience so seriously." And the entity stops, looks away, and begins to stomp away from you. So, at about that point, the three of you down here do make your way up near the house, and you can see the door is wide open. It was never shut. But the entity walks away from you, Varnast, and eventually you can hear the footsteps fade, and Morganix, you walking right behind him. He looks to Agatha and he says, "Well, it's such a pleasure to see you, and I hope you apologize. You know how I feel about servants. Too many eyes. Well, you never know which ones you can count on." And you can see Agatha not smiling at all. Just plain-faced looking at you, Morganix. Eyes squinting. Who's
Rose, you said we were going to be alone tonight. And I'm going to kind of pout at him.
Yes, I did, but you know, sometimes when business calls, and Agatha here is nothing if not prudent. You see, Agatha, I know that I've been distant the past few weeks. You know how I feel about, well, the killing of assets. As all of those people, all they did was make me money, and so when I have cash flow cut off, I tend to be a little upset, but I think I've forgiven you because I think I have quite the present for you. And it looks down at you, Morganix, and looks back to her. This one right here, from New Efera, actually. And, well, she has quite the information. That I think you might be interested in. Agatha kinda looks down at you, Morganix, and her eyes squint even further. Like what? Well, I know that you've been looking for information about New Efera. So, I thought I would try and find something to give you. But, eventually, well, all of my typical informants ran dry, and this one right here is willing to make a deal. Willing to make a deal for the right price. We were actually discussing that price until your nightmare of a construct started treading through my garden. Kind of looks at one of them and looks down at the feet of one of the constructs completely covered in mud, trekking it through the floors.
They're kind of a mood killer.
I'm sure they are. So, what information could she possibly have? Oh, that's what I was actually in the process of getting from her. Discussing. You know, I'm not just good as a bag of money. I have other uses as well. So, she would love to share information she might have. And I would love for her to give that information. But she has some things that she'd want. And, well, considering how valuable the information is, she needs a few days to think about it. Very well. It's all right with you, Rose. Mind dismissing your partner here? We have some sensitive information I need to discuss with you about. Recent developments on the war front. If you're not too busy, then. And he looks down at you, Morganix. Again. And looks back to her. Well, as I said, she's a partner. And, well, I've taken a rather swell liking to her. So anything that can be said in front of me can be said in front of her. Believe me, she has a hatred for natives as well. Put her into a life that she didn't want to be in, and they changed her. So now, she wishes to do anything she can to make sure they don't do that to anyone else. So, he has trusted ears, of course. He's going to go ahead and pick up a persuasion check.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
NPC, NPC.
I hate this so much.
This was not the panic attack I had mentally prepared myself for.
He has to have, high charisma. I mean, look at him. Right?
One would hope / assume.
I am so not into this. I was all set to just pretend to be a hooker.
Yeah, he's really digging you in here deep.
Nah, fam, you've been elevated from hooker to like, prime escort.
All right,
Like
here we go.
you side squeeze.
Here we go. I'm not on Whisper, right? Oh yeah, I don't want to be on Whisper. I want everyone to see this roll.
Oh no!
Here we go. Silver Rose, come on, buddy. He's good. He's good though. He's got some stuff. Normal roll.
Is he?
He's pretty good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
13.
Hey man.
That is a full Cardi B. Okay.
Okay. All right. So he looks and sort of cocks a smile, and she sort of rides her shoulders and says, "Fine, if you really believe she can be trusted. But just know," as she looks at you, Morgan, "I don't know if you've been in New Verdalca long, but those who we find to be distrusting, we have a special cell for them. There are ropes that we hang from the parapets to the Golden Cove, and we lift it up an inch each day, and we leave them there. So, keep that in mind in case you decide you want to have a sip of something in a tavern and get a little too talkative." And her smile drops and she turns back to Rose. Ethos has betrayed us. I don't know why and I don't know how, but he did. Him and all of his soldiers decided to reinforce All's Crossing and then take back the Leaping King. And currently, if my intel is correct, and they haven't started to march, they're still there. 250, 300 strong. With 3 ballistas. So, situation has gotten worse, and also I have confirmation that the man that I had killed has seemingly come back from the dead twice. Also, all of his compatriots who have been a shit stain on my boot since day one, apparently they're in it as well. So I'm hoping you have some good news you'd be willing to share, or some resources you'd be willing to give to make sure this doesn't happen again, or that if Ethos arrives and decides to attack the city, and we have some way to be rid of him. Typically, I don't like to interrupt things like this, but it was rather important that I brought this up to you as soon as possible now that you were done pouting. Yes, well, of course. Sadly, right now, that is quite the travesty. But I don't know how much I have to help. Any of the information I have on New Efera is with this one right here. So, provided the deal is good enough for her, and she gets what she wants, we might have something to turn the tide. And she kind of looks at you again, Morganix, and says, "When you were in New Efera, did you hear anything of an individual that goes by the name of G?"
I might have.
Because this individual arrived in New Efera some time ago and has been breathing life into that pathetic resistance. I thought embarrassing all of their leaders would have been good enough. Making a mockery of them. Abigail, Tenrin, Logan. Parading them through the streets. But I guess it wasn't. Still hope. Still hope. For some reason. Because now they flock to this G individual. And if you know anything about him, all of the money in the Golden Cove, all of the riches I possess would be yours. You could tell me anything about this individual, whoever they might be. Not even a name. Not a description, just the letter. So do you have anything? Anything?
I do. He's related to Morgana Xamela.
Of course. You can see her breathe and her composure return. It always seems to come back to those five.
I hear he's very powerful.
Yes, well, so is a Hellfire Cannon, and I don't even think the most powerful of individuals can withstand that, so... there are quite a few people there, but... provided the Governado is all right with it. The flagship might be departing in a few days, and, well... who needs a ghetto full of natives?
Very flammable, I hear.
Yes, they are.
And that sort of touristy experience they've got going on is very gauche. It's not a good look.
Yes, well... sadly, if the natives were good for anything other than target practice or companions, then they wouldn't have to. Well, if you have anything you'd be willing to depart with, I understand these take time. And, Rose, feel free to any of the expenses you believe are necessary. I trust you, as any information related to him would well be worth it. What was your name again, dear?
Galadria.
Galadriel. There need to be more in the world like you, Galadriel.
I wink at her.
There's a quick smile that flashes over her face and then fades away.
I kind of lean forward, like a little conspiratorially. Is it really true? Did you really kill Logan Silverfoot? That's what they're saying in the streets.
You can see this sick, twisted smile come over her face. Once, yes. And then a second time. And then, well, I got bored after the third. So instead of killing him again, he wishes he was dead.
I will just plaster a bright smile onto my face.
If
You're gonna have to teach me some tricks sometime.
If you're ever in New Efera after all this is over, I'd be happy to show you him. Truly, number 3's greatest work.
It's
Well.
a date then.
It's a date. She smiles and then returns to the stern, slouched eyebrows, and she looks to the 6 constructs around her and nods, and the 6 of them march out, flanking her on all sides. She leaves. The door shuts, and at that moment, Alec, Cyrus, and Sayla,
No.
you see
I fucking hate you so much in this moment, Joe!
Agatha Durandon march out of the house, flanked by 6 heavily armored, well-armed
Yeah, because she's a pussy-ass bitch, that's why. But okay, continue, sorry.
men made of metal. So you, as soon as she exits, you run, and eventually, Varnash, you can feel yourself finally breathe as Morganix runs around towards the dining room area, and then you sort of pop out. You see each other, and then she walks out. Alec, Cyrus, Sayla, what are you doing? As she walks out, you can see this cocky grin on her face, and the metal men just constantly scanning and looking around the area. What are you 3 doing?
Sayla's not paying much attention, like, outwardly, but she's screaming internally and just kind of doing her own thing, looking at whatever is around, any windows or shopping stuff. If there's anything at all near, she's doing that instead.
Okay.
Cyrus has just been kind of like walking around this area, and I guess if anyone's like with him, whether it's like Alec or Sailor, he'd be there being like, yeah, look at this fucking town, it is disgusting. No wonder I left fucking Doc here. This place, it is filthy.
Yeah, Alec would be like walking next to him, just like nodding silently, like she's like taking mental notes, like, oh yes, yeah, that makes so much sense.
There's a brief moment where she's about 15, 20 feet away from the 3 of you. Anybody do anything, or do you just mind your own business?
Minding business.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's probably gonna be a moment where Alec is going to stare daggers into her face. I mean, that's just what Alec would do. Whether she's looking or not.
Okay.
Stop.
So you can
Oh
see
god.
there's a moment where Agatha is sort of scanning around, and she almost sees you looking at her with that pure hatred. But luckily, she just scans by, not paying too much attention to the 3 of you. And then eventually continues out. Arnas continues out. On her way back to the Golden Cove.
Sayla's gonna casually walk over to Alec and Cyrus and be like, oh my god. We need to go check on them.
Right now. And Alec is literally gonna just walk into this dude's house.
Sayla's gonna follow.
Okay, oh god, okay. So the 2 of you make your way over, or so the 3 of you make your way over towards the the mansion for the Silver Rose. And Alec, as you make your way in, the door's unlocked, and you can see just the Silver Rose standing there. No Morganix, no Varnast. And he says, "What? Who are you? What are you doing in here? Get out! Where is who? Get out of here! This is private property."
Answer the fucking question before I slit your fucking throat.
Excuse me, who do you think you're talking to right now? And at that point, Varnast, Morganix, the 2 of you like run over, and you can see Alec, Sayla, and Cyrus, that the 2 of them are okay. But you can see now that the Silver Rose is very, very, very uncomfortable.
It's okay, he's on our side.
Sayla's like bristling. You could just see the absolute hatred because she knows what this man is. Like, she's not happy.
Morganix, are you okay? What is going on?
Long story. Might need to vomit. But he's on our side.
Sure.
Alec is just gonna look to him.
Yes, I am, but I don't exactly appreciate what just happened. I'm on your side.
Yeah,
Well,
okay. Sure.
It's hard to stay idle when Agatha just walked out of this house. Did she know it was you? What was said?
I don't think she knew it was me. Do I? Do I think she knew it was me? I don't think.
No, it didn't seem
Probably
like it.
should have done an insight earlier if you wanted to do that.
I mean, I was too busy trying not to pee, so you know.
Again, I feel you.
Didn't even think of it at the time. I was so freaked out. So yeah.
Might I suggest we close the door, darlings? And is there another way out? Because I don't want to leave that way again.
Yes, there's a garden behind the house, and there's a pathway that leads all around the outer wall, back towards the wall, to the road.
Oh, thank you, darling. And Sarah, also close the door. And
She's
lock it if
gonna-
there is a lock.
She's gonna send the flagship to New Efera. Galadar's there. She's gonna burn it all down.
What, the whole city?
I think so, yes. That's what it sounded like to me.
Tactics that would have been better used than recruiting this thing.
This thing?
I mean, it's quite rude to say, like, he's right here. Nice to meet you, by the way, darling. I'm Cyrus.
Sorry. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. Cyrus, you said.
Although, I trust me, I'm far more handsome when I don't look like this.
I believe you. I'm sorry. I need to go back to something that you just said. You said thing.
Thing.
Please
She
elaborate.
talks that way to me too. She doesn't like angels or angelic anything.
Well, then she should be quite happy because I'm not one.
I think we are getting off track.
Yeah.
Yes, running into someone's house and then saying, "Where are they, or I'll slit your throats," isn't exactly starting off
Look,
on the
I
right
understand
foot.
that what we did and
Best
what
you
said
get.
was disrespectful. I understand that I'm not used. I'm sorry. I apologize. Our friend we thought was in danger. You would have done the same if it was someone you cared about.
The best I get, and you can see that he's just focused on Sayla. Do you know that I could have turned her over to Agatha the moment Agatha walked in? I could have had her taken by my guards. Not my guards, the guards of the Golden Shields, the moment she arrived. And I didn't.
It's true.
You're not making a case that's gonna help you in my eyes.
Sayla, can you just not? Great victory here, and you're kind of ruining it.
I mean,
Sure.
you're coming a little strong, darling. I mean, we've
I
got
lived
this-
in a
this-
hellhole ruled by one of them.
Yes, but it wasn't this gentleman here. He's
They're
looking
all
to
the
help
same.
us.
All right,
mean,
this
Wait,
is
you lived-
ridiculous.
No, you lived in a city ruled by one of the... What do you mean?
Alec is just steaming in the corner now.
Oh, like you don't fucking know. One of your kind rules over my home.
Excuse me, but I don't. One of my kind rules over your home? That's not what my kind would do.
Well, apparently one does.
Where?
What is the name of the town she's from again?
I also forgot.
The Seraph.
The Sarah?
Yeah, the Seraph.
Seraph.
Like Seraphites?
The Seraph. That's the name of the town.
Yeah, it's a huge, like, floating city.
She supposedly has given us all, and yet, you know, if you do anything she doesn't like, you're cast out. There is no such thing as free will there.
She's from the Seraph.
I'm sorry I lashed out with anger. If I would have known that, I would have understood why. Please, we can proceed.
Well, I'm glad someone gets it, because I still don't.
She's gonna be very confused by his reaction, like, apparently he does know? Question mark? So he does know the place, and he does know the angel that's, like, in charge? Oh goodness. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
here. Sorry.
Oh,
Were
okay.
you asking him, or were you just kind of looking at him confused?
Confused look.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the confusion. I thought any who left that city knew the truth. I guess you didn't, because you said my kind.
Right. What truth?
The Seraph is ruled by someone who claims to be the angel. Correct. Her holiness, her graciousness, her magnificence. But the one thing you should know is any true angel would never want that much piety over them. Regardless of Solar, Planetar, Diva, any angel, they would never want that. We serve others. We guide others to what we can't have. I don't know what the angel is, but she is not one of us. And if she is, she has fallen so far from grace that she has confused herself with this self-piety. She no longer serves anyone. All serve her. I'm sorry you had to endure that. But
She just doesn't look convinced. She just is pissy right now.
But of course, that is not the reason we're here. I would be more than happy to discuss that more at a later date, but Seraph has always stood, and it will continue to stand until she's gone. But in the meantime, we have more pressing matters at hand. I'm sorry for putting you in an awkward spot there, Morganix, but I appreciate you going along with it.
I tried my best.
Again, that is why we came in the way that we did. I apologize if that was
No,
disrespectful or
and
rude. You can
I,
understand the fact that we have lost many so far.
of course, and I apologize for my aggression. In my life recently, I have found it much harder to have empathy and compassion. Indifference and anger is mostly what I find myself with these days. I am sorry, as well.
You said that they're going to attack Efera.
It certainly sounded that way.
She said she
What
was
else?
going to burn New Efera, at least the native ghetto, to the ground with hellfire cannons.
She said they're rallying around Galadar.
Your friend, right?
Yeah, he's there.
When's this supposed attack taking place?
I think she said within the next few days.
Okay, well, we need to kill her in a couple of days then. Sounds easy enough.
Is there enough time? Can we
Probably not.
get the governor and Can we win enough to our side? Can we get that ship away from her?
Oh, you mean the plan that we had to start with? Get the big ship with the big guns.
I could get you a meeting with the governor tomorrow morning.
See, wonderful. Already coming in massive, massive help.
He owes me a favor. This seems like a worthy cause. But the
I
governor...
presume you'd recommend we don't go as ourselves. I mean, not this hideous person, but, you know, me.
Yes, go disguised. And I'm telling you this now. The governor, the Dragonborn, he is a man of facts. He has no room for empathy in his heart. Anything you present to him, it must be factual and pointed. At any moment there's any emotionality to it, he will shut off.
Alec just shuffles.
When the time is right, reveal who you are. And that should be the final nail in the coffin. I will not be there, as I have a feeling Agatha is going to have rather close eyes on me for the next few days. But I will get you a meeting for tomorrow morning.
Morganix is just kind of looking around the group and a little shell-shocked from the encounter still.
I think it's best that we figure out what exactly we are going to say to this man and how it's going to be said. As Silver Rose, I am Alec Silverfoot of Logan Silverfoot, Warden of the North. And, she, offers her hand, because, that's what people do for some reason. They shake hands, but that's weird to her, so it's really awkward. Her hand is too close to him. So, a handshake doesn't make sense, but she's still offering it.
You can see this flash of, almost an explosion of emotions over his face. And he moves past your hand, and it's very uncomfortable for Alec and for your teammates, but he does hug you. And then immediately pull back and say, I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. It is...
Oh, I didn't know this was a tradition. Is the hand thing not right?
No, it is.
Do not start hugging people.
I sometimes have flashes of my divinity still in moments like these. It is a pleasure to meet you, Alec Silverfoot, daughter of Logan Silverfoot, Warden of the...
She's still very confused, but she just kind of nods her head. Again, we don't mean to intrude on your home, but we would very much like to take our friends back and figure things out. Thank you for listening to Morganix, and thank you for seeing reason.
Thank you all for not giving up hope.
Do I believe him?
Are
Same.
you memeing or are you actually asking a question?
No, I'm actually asking.
Okay.
I am
alrighty.
even.
Yeah, go ahead and
Same.
ask roll your insight. Little 15. It ain't bad.
Yeah, it's no 21.
Varnest, as far as you can tell, yeah. However, you're still very shaken. and your ability to read people has significantly diminished in this past half an hour.
Fair.
Sayla, as much as you want him to be lying so bad, you want him to give you a reason, but he's not.
This is just gonna make her hate him more, because she wants them all to be exactly what she has known. She's very what would the term be? Speciesist?
Sure.
Yeah, okay,
I love
sure.
that.
Racist.
I believe that's the correct term. Sure.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of So he stands there and he says, I know that we had said that, well, when I was talking to Morganix, that we would talk tomorrow evening, but things have sped up quite a bit, so the best thing I can offer is the meeting with the governor. And the information on
Do
him.
you think it's worth our time to try to bring him over? Do you think he can be brought over?
He hates Agatha. That
Well,
is
that's
true.
nice.
But he is also someone who is supremely tactical. If he does not have an obvious advantage, he would rather stick with the enemy he hates than the potential ally he might even like.
But would he not be won over if he knows that he could work with the natives instead of stealing their land and forcing them into slavery? And
I don't think he cares about the natives, Alec. I'm sorry. He should, but he doesn't.
but if he's logical, then is it not the word beneficial? I think is the right word to work together and grow. That isn't empathy. That's common sense. We build better traps than they know what they're doing. We know how to make different weapons. We know this area. We can show them things. There's no reason why we can't live in the same space and grow together.
No,
That's logic.
there's
That's
not.
That's true.
And that is something you should say to him tomorrow.
somehow I think it's not me who should be the one speaking.
Perhaps. That might be correct. But just proceed with caution. And I know that that wasn't ever a doubt in your mind, but please do.
Who should we ask for the meeting, and who should they be expecting?
Are these your disguises?
Yes. I am Remy Boucher.
Remy Boucher. Good. And he kind of takes a moment to look at each one of you, and then he looks to you, Morganix, and says, is this the same disguise you'll be using?
I can change it. They have limited uses. Mine is just something I can do. I could look more like Remy.
No. Look more... just different than what you do now, but still. Do not be afraid of the divinity that exists in you, Organics, as Malcanthet will keep taking it until you have no more left. Be proud of that part of you.
She won't say anything. She'll just look away.
I will draft a letter and have it sent there tonight. All of you should get some rest and arrive there by sunrise. I know the guards who serve there at sunrise. They will let you in, no problem.
Right. So through the garden, you said.
Yes. Here, I'll show you. And he takes you through the garden, and then towards the back, there's a small hedge that frames the exterior wall, and eventually curls around until eventually it comes out near the street. Well, near this fountain right here, and then you're easily able to go out here, and then back towards the well over here. So he leads you there. Is anybody saying anything else in that time, or are you just kind of making your way in silence?
As we're making our way, I'm going to lightly put my hand on Varnest's back and just whisper, "I'm so sorry."
He flinches the moment you touch him. And then kind of quickly tries to recompose himself as he realizes that that's a good look.
She will remove her hand and say nothing more.
Well, I suppose once we figure out what's going on, whether or not the governor decides to kill us, if we survive, or even if we don't bring him to our side, I suppose we should probably reconvene. I'm assuming we don't use the front door.
Come back through the garden. I spend most of my time there. Just make sure you do it either at noon, sunrise, or sundown. Those are the best times where there's the least amount of people.
Rightio.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Good luck. So, with that, the 5 of you make your way back towards the well. Unless there's anything else that is said, you all descend. Oh. Are now back in at least relative safety. So as you begin to descend, before we get into any conversations that are going to happen down there, we're going to take a break right here, because holy fuck, woo, need to decompress.
I have to pee so bad.
Goddamn. Okay, alrighty. Thank you for tuning in. If you did, there's a lot of activity in the chat. I have not been reading any of it. It's been a little intense for me. So I hope everybody is enjoying it. But yeah.
I lived, bitch!
Yeah, you did. Varnast almost didn't. That was a fun turn of events that
oh god, I did not need that.
Woo. Alrighty, so we're gonna go on a break. Go get a snack, go use the restroom, do whatever you need to, and we will be back in about 10 minutes. All right? Farewell. Hello and welcome back. We are back. The party's back. Everybody here is having a grand old time. If you missed the first half of the session, I'll just fill you in. It was super fun. Nothing to worry about. Super chill. Super chill. Okay. So
Just positive vibes all around.
just positive vibes all around.
Marnas learned he can hold his breath for 15 minutes straight.
And his bladder concurrently.
Yeah. Damn. What a man.
Great time.
What a man. Okay. So, with that, I think that we should dive back in. But first things first, what we gotta do is, as always, because it's so friggin' sick, we're gonna roll that intro before we come back for the break, because I just love it so much. Alright. And, oh yeah, while the intro's rolling, throw your snacks in there. I had summer sausage and cheese and Cheez-Its, because that's not redundant. Okay. And BRB. Oh, water. Alright. To the intro. Alrighty, we are back. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, picking up right where we left off. The party had been had decided that their first step in bringing freedom and prosperity and order back to New Efera in a way that was sustainable for not just the colonists, but also for the natives, they decided their best course of action was to meet with the Silver Rose first, discovering that the Silver Rose actually had some type of divinity to him. He was some type of angel, eventually discovered a Solar, who had fallen from grace. And knowing that information, they used that, Morganix specifically, to try and persuade him to their side. And after a few close calls, they succeeded. Morganix convinced the Silver Rose to join their side and help them do the right thing and fix what's wrong with this place. Not just New Verdalka, but Efera in general. So he agreed, and after a very, very close call with Agatha Durandon, the leader of the Golden Shields and the almost arch nemesis of the party, the only person being any steps higher than her being Duradine Dupree himself, the leader of this wing, this entire expedition. The construction of New Verdalka and New Efera being of his design. So, being one step closer to the leader of all of this, Agatha Durandon coming to the Silver Rose and giving rather disturbing news. Some news about Alec's father and the horrors that he's gone through. And also that Galadar, the former guide to Morganix, is there and helping stoke the flames of the rebellion in their favor. So, armed with that information, she leaves, headed back towards the Golden Cove. And the party heads back to the sewers where Jalissa is and where the rest of her people are, discuss what their next step is. Knowing that, at least for one thing, tomorrow morning bright and early, they'll be meeting with the governor. Try and get him, and by that extension, the town guard, on their side against Agatha. So, that's where we're going to pick up. The group of you had just made your way down the ladder, in the well, went through some of the sewer passageways until eventually you got to the cistern where Agatha, or where Jalissa, and a few people now. Some of them have already left, and as all of you know, they had joined the Golden Shields in an effort to infiltrate the Golden Cove. So, there's only about 3 people left in here, plus Agatha, or plus, I keep saying that, plus Jalissa.
Don't do that to us, Joe. Too soon.
I know. So, you make your way back in, and as the 5 of you are making your way back, for one, Alec Doggelin runs straight up to you and kind of like jumps onto your shoulders, and it's just like lapping into your face. And
I will pet and give him the love he deserves.
Okay. So he takes it, and he's very happy about it. He kind of does that thing where you're obviously trying to go somewhere, and he kind of falls over on the ground and like with his belly up, and is like rolling away from the direction that you're petting him. And as that's happening, a much less welcoming sight as Jalissa makes her way up to all of you as you begin to make your way into the cistern. With concern in her eyes, she says, "So, how did it go?"
It went well.
Good.
It went awful. It went well. It was terrible, but we have him. And just put a pin in that for 1 second, and I'm going to look at Varnast. Are you okay?
What? Yeah. Why?
I'm sorry. I never would have put you in that situation knowingly.
It's bound to happen sooner or later.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No, you're not.
What? Yes, I am.
Insight check.
Make an insight check. Varnast, fucking make a deception check, man.
I think like the first time I've done this the whole game. My charisma's garbage, but come on.
There you go. Roll that dirty 20.
Do I want to?
Oh, that was almost a 17. Oh, it wouldn't mattered anyway.
It would not have mattered. Oh, you
Yeah.
rolled a 20? Yeah, even if I roll a nat 20, you still beat me.
So
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
it is.
Is he angry with her?
No.
Well, that's something, I guess. She will kind of look like she wants to say more and look like she still wants to vomit a little bit and hug him and probably do like 8 other things and just kind of sigh in frustration and leave it and look back to Jalissa. We have him.
Good. That is great news. I cannot believe that we have him. This is
Debatable.
No,
Sailor's
we have him.
not happy.
where does the trepidation come from? What makes
His
you...
ancestry. It's a personal thing.
Actually,
And Sayla, I'm sorry. But we need
way
him.
too quick to trust.
I mean, I don't
And
think
you've
we have
never
many
trusted
options right
anybody in
now.
your life.
And I lived a lot longer than a lot of people in
And
my
you're a
life.
miserable wretch of a creature.
Actually, I was quite fine until I joined you. It's being with you lot that's made me miserable.
Then why are you still here?
Do I have a choice?
Yeah, you do.
Not particularly.
Well, regardless of individual feelings towards this person, whether they be love or they be hate, if they say that you're on your side, that they're on our side, what exactly did they do to show this leap of faith?
Well, he could have thrown me to Agatha, who showed up, and he covered for me.
Agatha was there.
Yes, I heard some things I would very much like to unhear.
Yes, yes. That is a very good sign.
I mean, also as a show of good faith and some help, he has a meeting planned for us with the governor tomorrow morning. Obviously we're not going as obviously we're not disguised anymore. As this, but I think the governor's the next step.
Tomorrow morning?
We have to
Yes.
move fast. She plans to take her flagship within the next few days and raise New Efera.
Yes, I'm afraid we have a bit of a tight schedule on this one.
Yes. All right. I will. What is the plan? Is it based off what the governor says, or do you have a preference of what you would like to do? I think that regardless, whatever this ends with, it ends with either the flagship being destroyed or Agatha being killed, or in all honesty, both would be preferable.
Both preferable.
I
Right.
agree with both, but I mean, I'm still not. I'm not too against the original backup plan of we turn the Hellfire Cannon on the Golden Cove and just fucking blow her up.
You should know good and well they're not gonna let us do that. And she motions towards Morganix. Namely her.
Morganix is just going to walk away. She's at her limit. She's just going to go find a quiet corner and sit down and fall apart a little.
If we target just the cove itself, we won't be killing anyone innocent, right, Jalissa? That's what you said.
And
Could
no,
move people away from that area.
if we aim directly on the Golden Cove, there is a very good chance that there might be one or two, maybe three civilian casualties, but
Maybe.
maybe. But the thing is, I'm sure that any of those civilians, no one in the city shares a great love for the Golden Shields, especially after everything they've done. Many people had family or friends that existed in that area. That's gone. If it
Well-
meant that she was dead.
Then we give the civilians a warning. We get, I mean, didn't
Any
you say
warning we give them is gonna be possibly tipped off, which ruins the
Sailor, can you're being particularly prickly today. I appreciate you're not a fan of the angel. I'm not a fucking angel.
I'm not. Listen, if we give a warning of any kind to anyone,
You don't even know my fucking plan, Sailor! Give me a fucking break!
You mentioned a warning.
Again, allow me to explain.
Then do.
Oh, perhaps don't interrupt me. I would suggest that, as I was explaining, Jalissa, you mentioned you were inserting potentially some spies into the Golden Shield. They incite either a riot or start a fire. The civilians will flee the area because of the shit going on, and then we fucking blow them up. And then Cyrus walks away.
Doesn't that just blow up our informants?
Alec is kind of like looking at the two different directions that they both went. I think that they're both right. It just depends, I guess, on what the governor says. I think that Cyrus and Morganix, they're both really good at speaking, and they could convince him that Agatha needs to be removed, be killed, and that this occupation needs to end. And if we can convince him, and you are able to have your informants create the distraction, get the civilians out, we could just kill them. We could take that boat and turn fire. As Varnas said in the beginning, why not both?
I do not see a problem necessarily, but if that is the plan you take to the governor, I'm not sure how keen he will be on destroying a fifth of his city. As
He doesn't
one.
need to know. You said it yourself.
If we do manage to turn him to our side and we suddenly blow up half his city, it's very counterproductive.
But he's a man of logic, of common sense. You have to. You have to dig out the weeds in order for the flowers to grow, right? It's gonna be a mess. And his city will be a mess for a while, but it's no worse than what it is now.
If you do it in secrecy, there's gonna be an issue.
If you do it, just tell him first. This city started off poorly because of the relationship with the natives. There was miscommunication and disaster happened. And things have been bad ever since. But if you go and you convince the governor to join our side, and we win, collectively, it's a new start for us as a combined people.
Then that is what we will do. We will tell him what our plan is. We will convince him that we have taken back the Leaping King. We have taken back All's Crossing. We know what we're doing. We convince him that there's no point in being occupied. There's no point in letting Agatha rule over this place. It's stifling what it could be.
I
And if
agree.
he agrees, then we take care of the problem. We dig out the roots and the weeds, and we start over.
Well, you have a plan. And I think that it is a damn good one, if I am being completely honest. But just be prepared for the worst to come. I do not know what that is, and I do not know in what form. Any time over these past 3 months when I felt like I was finally getting ahead, something reared its ugly head to put me back in my place.
The problem is we all need to be on the same page. And I don't think that we are. And she kind of like looks at everyone who has walked off.
Alec,
Yes.
we all need to speak. Would you and Sayla head to the war room? I'll get Morgonix and Cyrus.
What good will it do? You and I will just be ignored like every other time. She just storms off.
I will go to the war room. Sayla, would you mind going with me?
Oh, she's already left and headed there. Like, she just stormed off and left your asses.
I'll see you there. I'll be a couple of minutes, but I try not to keep you long.
Okay.
And I'm heading off to find Morgonix first.
Jalissa walks with you, Alec, and doesn't say anything. She just walks with you, keeping pace. So, Varnast, it's easy enough to find Morganix. You saw exactly where she went. And you find her, and you can see that. Well, Morganix, is there anything in particular you would have been doing? I know you said kind of breaking down a little bit. I don't know if you want to elaborate a little more.
Everything is just coming to the surface, and she's possibly in those early stages of a panic attack and trying to breathe and trying not to cry and trying to manage it all at once and failing spectacularly.
Varnast would touch her shoulder and throw her a guidance if that would help her panic attack at all. I don't know if it would. Hey, we're just cleric support. It's something.
She'll just kind of look up at him. I'm not meant for this. I can't do this. I feel like I can never do anything right. I don't belong here. I'm so sorry.
Varnast will, is she like sitting or is she like standing in the corner? Like, what's she doing?
She's sitting.
He'll move and he'll sit down like right next to her and he'll just kind of like look forward, not quite looking at her unless she's looking at him. I wasn't sure if she was or not.
Yeah, she is.
He'd kind of like be looking forward for a while and then he'd look over at her.
I'm trying.
I can't do this without you. Gonix, I've been trying so hard to keep everything together and to do what I believed you all needed for me, but I told myself that I was ready. And then I heard her voice. I'm so scared. I'm sorry I'm letting you down.
You're not.
Things have been hard. For everyone, not just for us. For everyone here. Even for some of the coats. I've been trying to. I don't know what I've been trying to do. I've been trying my best. The only thing I do know is that the things we've accomplished, the things that we've done together, no one would have thought it possible if it wasn't for us. We still have a chance here, but we can't let ourselves fuck it up.
I feel like nothing I do is ever enough. And the more I try, the worse I make things. And it's suffocating me.
Look at me. And he like looks her like dead in the eye.
She will.
You are the reason that we do not have to commit the atrocity that was my plan. I wanted to believe in you. But when it comes to her, I have so little faith. But you showed that I was wrong. That there are people still here worth saving and believing in. That we have a chance for things not just to be better for the natives, but for the others that are here too. peace can still be an option. You made it to where I'm not giving up in that. So you're not giving up on it either. And he'll extend his hand to her.
She'll nod a little and take it.
He'll stand up and help her.
She will allow that.
The others in the war room. I need to go get Cyrus. Would you head over with Alec and Sayla? We'll be just a minute or two.
Can I go with you? I don't want to see her yet.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
He'll just kind of like pat her back and then head over to Cyrus.
Okay, sounds good. So,
Morganix will dry her eyes on her sleeves like a child.
So, the two of you begin to head over that way, and actually at that same time, oh, Alec, are you not going anymore? Okay.
No, it's okay. I don't want to ruin Ryan's moment.
Okay. So then, Morganix and Alec, or Morganix and Varnas, the two of you head over, and easy enough, you can find Cyrus. Cyrus, as you were fuming and leaving, where did you go? As they find you, what are you doing?
Because he can't fucking drink. He's kind of like pacing like around like where their bedrolls are, like kicking dirt and setting his hand on like on fire and off fire, and just constantly being like fucking.
Find Cyrus doing exactly that, igniting and snuffing out, and igniting and snuffing out, and very frustrated.
I kind of like glance over at Morganix, like glance over back at Cyrus. Cyrus. Varnas would like kind of walk over. I owe you an apology.
Wait, what? And Cyrus kind of like, I don't think he was expecting that, and it's kind of like just stopped dead in his tracks, like, huh?
Is it that white guy meme of the dude blinking?
Yeah, literally that. Like go cut from like Cyrus was like 100, and then just went to the I'm sorry.
Slow deflate of a balloon.
What?
I think you and I have been unfair to each other. I like your plan.
Thank you?
Cyrus, I'm sorry. When I came here, sorry, it's so hard to explain. When I was brought back, I knew that whatever I was brought back for was something important. And I thought that perhaps I was sent to you to act as a protector and a guide, to give you my wisdom and knowledge that I could help you with. And he just kind of like motions around this. And I think in some instances, I was right. But I think my pride forced me to miss the other side of this coin. That I was brought back because of a failing on my part. And that you all were supposed to help me find my way again.
I mean, Varnas, I've said it before. Just because you were brought back, or you're here to help us, doesn't mean that we're not friends. I fuck around with you, but that's genuinely out of love and wanting you to be happy. I see that you're just deeply unhappy, and if fucking blowing up that building with that bitch inside will fix.
Sorry, you kind of cut off at the end. What?
He was just saying, like, it.
I just heard blowing the bitch up, and then it like cut. Like I didn't hear what you said.
I was just saying, look, if that helps, then let's fucking do it.
Morgonix will nod.
It'd certainly be a good start.
Exactly.
But you and Morgonix were right.
Sorry, side eyes. Morganic's like mad.
She's like kind of shrugging behind Varnast.
I allowed my fear of Agatha Durandon to guide my actions. And I almost did something inexcusable for it. No matter how bad things are, I should never give up on the people and what really matters here. Cyrus, I grew up in a world and a land very different than your own, and you grew up in a land that was very different from mine. And I think my mistake was trying to make all of you think like I do. But likewise, you can't make me like you, Cyrus. It's not who I am, and I know that wasn't your intention, but the way you light up a room, the way that even in these dark moments you give us something to smile about, it's not who I am, it's who you are, and I'm envious. But now...
I mean, I'm open to whispering you a joke occasionally. You can have it, I don't mind.
Maybe I'll take you up on that.
Cyrus will, like, go to offer his hand to shake and say, oh, not that one, it's hot.
The one he had lit on fire? Ow! What the hell, man? It's like the opposite of the hand buzzer. It just burns my hand.
Sorry, I forgot to turn that off.
Like, he'll go to, like, oh, shit, nope, the other one.
But yeah, Varnas will take it and, clasp it immediately. Do you forgive me?
Absolutely, but I'm going to get you drunk as soon as I can drink again, or instead I will live vicariously through you.
I got mead.
Oh, fuck, I wish, but you can have it.
No, it's my favorite. But
well, I'll remember that. But let's...
There is something I need to talk to you two about now that we're together, though.
Okay.
You two are very skilled at what you do, and I do not mean to belittle that in any way. But I truly believe that it is Alec that has to convince the governor to side with us. As a native, as a leader of her people, she speaks with more authority than either of you.
I'm not opposed to that.
I know that she... Sorry, go ahead.
I agree, but I don't think Alec can lead that conversation, at least at first. I think once the guise has fell, or at least we are leading to that, absolutely it needs to be Alec, but...
We have to set her up.
I agree.
Exactly. I mean, God's... I care for her, but she can't talk to a mule the same way I can talk to a broom. Like, she speaks the correct words, but not in the right way. And although this is a man of facts, and I don't know if she can play someone she's not. At least at first.
I also agree. But as I said, he's... Sorry, go.
We can set her up. I'm not going to fluff it with this man. I'll just tell it as it is.
He's going to be thinking about and I think Alec is the only one that can... Sorry. He's going to be thinking about the future, and Alec, as a native, as a leader of her people, she's the only one whose word really means anything for that. I mean, the rest of us...
She is the future.
That's what I'd suggest to him, that we can get rid of this fucking bitch ruining this continent and establish a booming, bustling city with business. That's what will get his attention. Like, and the natives can only improve that. It'll be as Alex said, it can be a relationship of benefiting both parties.
I think we can point his focus onto All's Crossing, a mixture of natives and foreigners that have come together, and look what they've accomplished.
I mean,
look how long they've survived even before we arrived.
Not to mention, if it goes well, they can open trade routes through All's Crossing.
Exactly. Alright, Alec and Sailor are going to come looking for us soon. We should get back there, but thank you both for taking the time to listen. Not everyone does.
Thank you for... Well, just thank you.
Yes, it's not easy to let your pride down, and trust me, I fucking know that. But let's get to it. Let's hope Sailor's not being particularly vicious at the moment.
Just don't... Let's just not make it worse, whatever it is. We can do
Deep
that.
breath.
And Varnast will start heading for the war room.
Alrighty, sounds good to me. So, the three of you...
As they're heading that way, Morganix is going to give Cyrus a little nudge. I need to talk to you later.
And Cyrus just nod.
Wow, just had that wholesome moment and immediately get left out of future conversations. I see how it is.
Varnast bad.
Man, I can't do anything right.
No. Even my apologies sucked.
All they wanted to do was plan a surprise party for Varnast's birthday. Jeez, Varnast, calm down. Alrighty.
Anyways.
So the three of you...
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So the three of you make your way back, and eventually you make your way into the war room. You can see the rickety table, the map crudely drawn of New Verdalka, different tokens on there representing the different main players to the war effort here. So I'll go ahead and move you back to New Verdalka map. And pull everybody out. Just that way you can have another reference. I'll go ahead and fix the token sizes. So, as you three make your way in, Sayla, Alec, were the two of you doing anything in particular before they got there? Or were you just kind of keeping to yourself?
Alec would just be staring at the map. She's not going to say anything to Sayla.
Sayla's just off, like, to the side, just kind of arms folded, just... You can tell she's just not happy with her situation at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So... it's a good use of mask of many faces. So the three of them come back, and you can see that it's just dead silence in the room, as Jalissa is also staring over the map as well. But as the three of you make your way in, at least the attention of Jalissa is turned to you, and she says, "So then, we need to find out a plan, specifically. What you want me to do, what you want my men to do. what all of you are doing.
I was just saying to her before you all left that I still think it's wise that we speak to the governor in the morning. Varnas and Morganix, you two are very good at speaking and knowing the right things to say, so I think that you can get him on our side, and then we let him know about our plan to move against Agatha. And if we can convince him, he'll know that this is right. And we can get in and out and take care of her quickly. Phyllis's men can cause a distraction, like you suggested, Cyrus, and get any civilians out of the area, and we just end it right there. She's like looking at all of you for approval.
Morganix
Well-
is just nodding quietly.
Oh, well, we actually discussed it very briefly on the way over. Varnast said something and I agree. You should talk to the governor.
She just blinks. I don't I don't think that's a good idea. Didn't the Silver Rose say that he
It's,
You
doesn't
won't
like-
be alone.
we,
We'll talk too.
we
but
can
you-
we can back you up and we can at least start that conversation, but you know firsthand the struggles and the benefits of your people. I mean, we can rid this town of the shit stain that's the Golden Shields and turn it into an actual thriving town with business and open up trade with All's Crossing. Varnas said himself, look at All's Crossing, for example. It's a combination of natives and outside people living together. Like, you are the best person to give that argument.
You
We
are
can-
the authority. You are the future.
We can start that conversation and at least get it to a position where you're comfortable, but it needs to come from you.
She kind of just like shifts her weight from one foot to another. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Sometimes I don't know what the right words are for certain things. I don't want to say something that and him take it the wrong way.
Then Cyrus and I will be there to smooth it over. But what you said to the Rose was perfect. You second-guess yourself too much, but we believe in you. We trust you.
Okay, I will try.
Now, the next part may be a bit of a tougher sell to him. Because I think it's probably prudent that we tell him we intend to blow up the Golden Cove.
If we don't, and we make any kind of deal prior, he'll call it off.
But I suggest we sell it as a symbolic act to rebuild the town. The natives will see it as an opportunity to move in, start business, and get rid of the fucking Golden Shields. And we can sell it as a positive thing. And who's better to gain but the governor of the town itself? I mean, he'll make mountains of gold.
I agree. I think that's the best way to phrase it. Just a chance to start over and a chance to build something new.
See, 2 in control already, Alec.
And it will show others what side he is on. It will gain him allies in the process.
Jalissa, do you think he would listen to this?
I think that it is going to be a hard sell on convincing him to destroy the city. The Golden Cove is where most of the money is kept. And those Hellfire cannons, they burn incredibly hot. So to destroy it is also to destroy a fair bit of wealth. But
Could we revisit an earlier plan? Could we use the army to draw her out?
Use the army to draw her out, and then ambush her with the town guard?
I don't know. We take the ship away from her first, so she doesn't have that.
Yes, then whether or not we use it, that ship needs to leave this port. Or get sunk.
Could we just take the ship and drag it out to sea and sink it? And without that, could we not just, like you said, Morganax, lure her out?
We still have to consider that the number of golden shields in this town is immensely large. She still has all the advantages.
Even with the town guard and your 300 who are in Hall's Crossing, or in the Leaping King, we would still be outnumbered by about 200.
If we take the ship, her ship, there are others. Would they pursue? Could we lead them into combat on the water and cut their numbers?
Well, that 700 is the just the ground forces.
Maybe we're thinking about this wrong. If we blow up the Golden Cove, you're right that that's a fair bit of money gone, but what if we offer the governor New Efera?
Oh shit!
I like that.
Please elaborate.
Yes.
Well, we're
I mean,
certainly not going to keep the Governado alive.
No, the Governor's a fucking prick. He needs killing as well. Yes, fucking absolutely. Like, yes, Varnas, and Lasaris like slap him on the back.
Yes,
He does that like Spock kind of like blink, like doesn't quite react to it like a normal person.
That is all well and good, but then who exactly takes over New Verdalka after he leaves?
I kind of side-eye Alec.
She's already shaking her head.
A native doesn't have
Well,
any.
So, why don't you do that? This was
What
your
about
city at one
Nahara?
point.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I don't know if she'll want to leave All's Crossing, but
I
I'm
mean,
sure that there's someone who's willing to step up to help after everything that's happened.
although I agree, if we offer him New Efera and we instill a new person, if it's an act of rebuilding this, not just town, but this fucking continent, no offense, then it needs to be fair. It needs a vote. We can't just instill someone, because then how are we better than instilling just the next dictator?
That's true.
He's not interested in fair though. It's like to
But
live
if he
with
has the better prize, does he really care?
Exactly. At that point, he'll abandon this town for the next better one. It'll line his coffers better. If he leaves the town to be dealt with by someone else, I think he'll just pack up and leave.
We could even pose to have the lawmaster in that election. That's his number one, right?
I don't know if she's
Make
much
him think. Sorry.
No, that's literally all I had to say. I don't really know if she's a politician. Just because you're a sheriff, that doesn't make a mayor of a town.
Well, then,
Or maybe I'm misunderstanding her.
then perhaps we just ask him. Who would be his second
Yeah.
choice?
Who does he want to work with? Who does he want to do business with?
Because if we just
Who does
ask
he
him,
hate?
if we ask him and we are offering thriving trade between the two largest cities, at least on this continent, or this area, this island, then I don't see how that's... you can't turn down that opportunity, because if you've got thriving trade between New Vidalca going to New Efera going through World's Crossing, then that's beyond just leaving this city. That's establishing like a thriving area. Like it goes beyond this.
I don't know if it'll work, but I don't have any better ideas.
No, I think it's a bloody good idea.
That is the best idea.
And let's be honest, if we can convince him of that, I don't think the Golden Cove will be such a hard sell at that point.
I
It'll
agree.
be someone else's problem. He can oversee repairs while we're taking New Efera, but once New Efera is ours, he can move in.
The interesting
And-
thing is, I am curious. Varnas, do you have a much more personal connection to these golden shields? You have been with them for longer than any of us, and longer than I've interacted with them, but how many of them do you think are truly... If Agatha was no longer there, would they be so bold to follow orders?
If we cut the head of the snake, do they disappear?
There are no Crimson Companions in Nova Dolka. They are left for the Iborn Keep.
I mean, Varus will know better, but if we blow up not just her, but the bulk of their forces, surely the rest of them, if we maintain the numbers of our armies, well, they're not going to turn. Against us, at least.
The
Right.
Golden Shields, they're mercenaries. I've seen them do some awful things, but most of that is spurred by their fear of Agatha. If we remove Agatha and let them know that surrendering peacefully is an option, maybe, but I don't know. I thought I knew them once, and I didn't.
If Agatha is gone and if they are these mercenaries, then I guess whoever has the most gold is their sword is theirs, and if it's whoever is placed in charge, perhaps they'll just disband and find someone else.
If there's no gold to be had here, then I don't
But-
imagine they'd want to linger.
Not immediately, no, but the goal would be to rebuild and regain that wealth. But by then, they should be long gone.
I think, regardless of how our subordinates react, I think we need to acknowledge the truth that the battle for New Vertica doesn't end until Agatha Durandon is dead. Peace
I agree.
for her is not an option.
I'm sure you'll agree, but I think even after you blow up the Golden Cove, we're digging out that body.
We have to.
Because I'm not leaving that to chance. I don't want some fucking necromancy bullshit or some fucking knoll. We find her body and we either send it to the bottom of the fucking sea or we just burn it.
We burn it. Publicly.
Here, I have one concern. If we fire the Hellfire cannons at the Golden Cove, and we destroy it, the Hellfire cannons can melt through and destroy stone, but there is a chance if there have been mages who have come in and out of the city, very powerful mages. If the blow is not lethal initially, there is a chance that she could just disappear.
Is there any way you could get someone close enough to find out? Could we take these mages out without alerting her? Same day, same moment, we all attack at once. We don't give her the option.
We should do a pincer attack. We attack on every single side at the exact same moment.
Exactly.
I think Forgive me, these are valid questions, but I think we're still speculating too much. I think we have our meeting with the governor tomorrow. And once we figure out what resources we have at our disposal, then we plan. Right now, we're grasping at straws that we don't even know if.
You are correct.
What kind of people do you have within her ranks?
Well, right now they are patrol guards in the Golden Cove. There are 10 of them there. Spread out, of course. But they are put on midnight watches as training. So there might be a way to, instead of destroying it from the outside in, you could destroy it from the inside out. If you are
Infiltrate it.
able to get in with, if the governor sides with you, you infiltrate with the town guard, claiming that you found a fugitive of some sort to bring in front of her. Anyone she would be happy to have.
It has to be me.
And then the town
Are you
guard.
okay with that?
If it means we end her, yes.
I just need to get close enough.
I think we can get you close enough. I think it's a good idea.
Maybe safer that way as well. Less people. Potential, less people to get hurt.
And if Agatha is dead and the money is still there, someone else could lead the Golden Shields, and taking back New Efera would be easy.
And the governor would have a vested interest in doing that if he thinks he's upgrading.
Yes, he would.
Well, sounds like we have our plan.
We have our plan.
Sayla? Are you agreed?
This is one of the first times I've actually liked a plan.
Organics will smile a little. We have a plan.
Very good. Well, it looks like all of you should get some sleep. To be honest, all of you kind of look like shit. Just to look presentable for the governor.
That's just how we do it in West Salamander, but no offense taken.
Well, I'm happy to hear that your humor has not been affected by us.
It's improved, if anything.
Ready. So then the 5 of you exit, and all of you get ready for bed. As I understand, there are 2 conversations that need to happen. Morganix and Cyrus and Alec and Varnast.
I will let Alec and Varnas go first. I feel like they've been waiting a while.
Oh no, you can go ahead. It's okay.
Oh boy.
You want to flip a coin?
It's okay. We'll go with
Yeah, let's roll a D2. No.
No, unless you can go
yeah,
first. It's totally okay.
We'll have
It's not
Cyrus and Morganix go first, as it'll probably be earlier in the night anyway. So you all divert, at least temporarily, kind of going off into your separate corners, taking your final. Oh, spicy.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
This is what
Oh
it
no.
said in the chat. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my throat slit.
It's been a long time coming. She was in it for the
She's
long
been waiting
time.
for her moment.
Yep. All it took was 33 sessions.
Yeah.
There you go. That was what Sarah and I originally talked about when she joined.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you prepping, doing whatever your nighttime rituals is before your big meeting with the governor. The thing that could be what pushes you from almost victorious to what would be a Pyrrhic victory to what could be an insurmountable victory. But before that, there are a few conversations that need to happen. So, Morganix, as you were doing your nighttime rituals, getting ready to head to bed, you did have something you wanted to talk to Cyrus about, and it's easy
Yes,
enough.
I will go find him.
Easy enough to find him. Cyrus, are you doing anything in particular for your nighttime rituals?
No, probably not. He's probably just pissing about with fire.
Yeah, spacing, just fire on, fire off.
Yeah.
Checking to see how your hair's growing in.
So, Morganix, you find him, and he's just pissing about with fire.
I will sit down nearby, but out of the immediate fire range. I maybe have some bad news.
Go on.
Did you get the feather in Sunken City Bay?
Yes, I wanted a gambling match one night.
Yeah, it's his. He confirmed it, and he thinks he needs it back to ascend. I promised him that I would help him try to find it. I did not tell him I know where it is. It is not my place to ask you for something like that. But I need you to know that's a problem out there that we may have to deal with someday.
Well, it's not a problem. If it's his, once we're done, he can have it.
Really?
Insight check. No, I'm just kidding.
Cyrus, I would never ask that of you.
Well, if it's been taken in that manner, and I know it's been said before, but you know, it's a little different now that I've met the bloke, and you know, even you look at it like it's fucking awful. So, I mean, let's be honest, I cheated the game anyway. So,
Against one of his servants, apparently, who was supposed to get it.
Well, evidently they didn't. So.
If it makes it seem any grosser, apparently Milkanthet plucked it herself. So there's that.
Well, no. Again, I mean, if it's his, then once we're done, then yes, I don't have a problem with that. It's if it means we have his assistance, whatever that means after this meeting, then I think it's a fair price.
Beyond just this place, he thinks he can help me against her.
Oh well, fuck it. Yeah, he can have it. It's fine.
He bound her the first time.
I mean, I don't know. We should bind her again. I think she needs fucking destroying.
Yeah, that's his thought too. I'm fine with that. Anything that, doesn't have my soul being devoured for all eternity, really.
I mean, I'd say
It's all up from there.
It's yep, probably not. Not the best of things to happen. So yes.
Do we tell him we have it and we're just...
No, not yet.
Okay. This went a lot differently than I thought it would. Thank you. I'm sorry.
For what?
Putting you in this position, I suppose. I know how valuable it is.
It's not really the value, but just more what I could do, because I'm a pretty, at the end, if shit goes bad, then it was pretty
That's
handy.
pretty valuable. I think that is the definition of valuable.
Again, it's his. Once we're done here, I'll give it to him myself. It's fine.
Wow, okay. Good night.
Cyrus will nod and just go back to setting his hands on fire.
Like
Okay.
you do.
Like you do. Alrighty. So Morganix, you head off, and Cyrus, you yeah, you make your promise and you sort of reflect on that and eventually head off to sleep. And then we have Selah, have you come to a head on what you were debating? Or are you still debating it? Oh shit, okay.
Ooh, secrets. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, secrets!
Oh, that's bad. Last time that this happened, someone literally died. A child. A child died.
There aren't
Okay.
any kids in Ulka. We haven't seen any.
Yeah, so then Varnast, as you almost maybe a half an hour after you leave the war room, you are getting ready for bed and have a small reflective moment. And regardless of how high your passive perception is, sometimes even Selah is able to sneak past it. And Selah, with that, you can see him just getting ready to prep some things before bed, doing some of his nighttime rituals. And you're able to approach and say whatever you'd like. But Varnast, you do know she's there.
Oh, I do know she's there.
Yeah. Just
Oh, okay.
very last moment that she approaches, like right before she speaks, you realize she's there.
All right.
So, if we go with this plan to assassinate her, there are some things you need to know, and I need your help.
Fornet's like stops whatever he's doing and just turns around to look at her. Go on.
This is my job. This is what I do. I kill the people that people want dead. But I need the proper blessings to make sure that I get out of it alive and actually kill her.
Okay. Are you asking for something specifically from me?
What do you have in your arsenal that would help me make sure that she dies?
Well,
Or
Your
at
cloak.
least get me there.
your cloak already makes you far harder to detect than you are. I could normally enhance that ability, but cloak's already doing it for me. If we're doing it during the day, I could offer that to you. I did the same thing to Morganix to increase her persuasiveness. I'm sure it was a big help.
Night would be better, but it would be good during the day.
I'm not sure what I specifically have that if you get close, I can make you hard to hit, just so you can get out, but I would also have to be close at that point.
Real quick, Varnast, make a history check for me.
Okay. I feel like
Yep.
I'm forgetting something obvious here.
No. This is something that really wouldn't have come up, but the question maybe might have sparked something in your memory.
Woo!
Okay,
She was
22.
a vampire all along.
You know that early on in her military career, before she was the head of the Golden Shield, this is back when she was in the military in Tarkir, during the War for the Breach in Tarkir, she actually sustained a wound to her leg, which, due to magic, has healed almost entirely, but if she is hurt there might be a chance that she could be immobilized for a time, or at least something like that.
Ooh.
Which leg?
Left leg.
Her left leg. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she took a pretty nasty blow there when she was younger, fighting. It cut through muscle and bone. It was healed, but the lingering effects could never be fully cleansed from her. If you're able to fire an arrow there, perhaps she's not going to get very far away from you. Not fast.
Huh. Well, that's definitely good to know. You're taking that news rather well, she adds, looking a little bit confused.
What news?
She basically admitted to being an assassin. Like, straight up, take money to kill people, innocent or not.
Yeah, well, got a lot of things to work right now. No one's ever hired you to kill me, right?
Not yet.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
When all this is over, everything in Efera, what do you plan on doing?
Going back to what I know. Merchants are always looking to be number one.
How would you like a different job?
I actually enjoy mine.
Perhaps. But part of you must enjoy what you're doing now. You have chosen to remain, despite your doubts.
Don't mistake that as love for the people around us. I don't care
didn't.
about the city.
I'm just saying, eventually, I'll be moving on to my own work as well. And if you want a job, wouldn't mind having you at my side still. I don't need an answer now, just something to think about in the coming weeks. Thing ends.
I doubt the answer will be yes, but I'll keep it in mind.
Fair enough.
Just be ready to grant me whatever religious voodoo shit you guys have.
Of course.
I guess she's gonna walk away at that point.
Okay, alrighty. So Varnest, you're left to percolate on that, and Sayla, you are as well. Things to reflect on. And conflicting feelings you may or may not have. So, with that, eventually, the night winds down, and Alec, you have been kind of pacing back and forth, debating, and you eventually decide you have to talk. So, right as it seems as though Morganic, Cyrus, and Sayla have headed to sleep, you go and you find Varnaz. It's easy
Can
enough.
I interject real quick?
Yeah.
As she comes looking for me, she'd see Varnas leaving like where he's usually been sleeping, and it looked like he was making his way towards where she was.
So the two of you
They kind of have this awkward like, oh.
intersecting.
Yeah, I think she would
each
be
other.
like right at his door. Like as soon as he opens his door, she's right there.
like she has her hand up like she's a knock, but she hasn't yet hit the door. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's like already outside the door.
Oh, Alec. Hello.
Can I come in to your room?
Yes, of course. Is everything all right? And he'll step aside to let you in.
Mm-hmm. And like she'll walk in, and she will sit on the floor.
Is this a door open or door shut conversation?
I don't know what that means.
Do you want anyone to overhear this or not? Care?
I don't care.
He'll leave the door like cracked open. Close it like 3/4 of the way, and then he'll go and he'll sit down on the floor across from her.
She already is like, when she came into the room, she already had like Titus rolled, and she just like takes a drag out of it, and she'll just like pass it to him.
He'll take it, and he'll smoke a little bit and hand it back to you.
I wanted to say thank you. is that okay that I do that?
Yes, though I'm curious as to what you're to specifically.
And I'm sure I heard Morganix and Cyrus say that it was you who suggested that I speak to the governor tomorrow.
I was the first one to suggest it, yes.
So I wanted to say thank you.
I'm surprised you didn't seem too eager during we suggested it.
Vardas, there's not many things that I am afraid of. Not anymore, at least. But the one thing that I am afraid of is letting my people down or doing something that makes their situation worse. I could not care less what happens to me, but we don't have much left, and I would hate to be the one to destroy what little hope there is. But I do agree. I feel as though I do need to do this. And I don't think I would have suggested it myself. So, thank you.
He gives kind of a small smile. And you see he kind of looks to the side like he's thinking of something. What does being Warden of the North mean to you, Alex Silverfoot?
Artist, I can't be Warden of the North because my dad is dead. My father is somewhere that I cannot reach. And in order for me to do what I have to do, and return him to the mud is something I just can't do because I have no access to him. And unless these traditions are upheld, there is no Warden of the North. So instead, I just have to be Alex Silverfoot, of Logan Silverfoot. I shouldn't use that title right now. But someone once told me that there's great meaning in those titles.
Sorry to pause real quick, but Joe, I had the same question. I'm assuming Varnas did overhear that? Okay, yes, he did. Passive perception 22. Hell yeah. Alec. He kind of gives like a very light laugh. The last time that we spoke like this, you reminded me that I was not one of your people, and that I did not know or understand your ways. You weren't wrong. But things have changed since then. I was getting up to go to you because I needed to speak to you. While Agatha was talking to the Silver Rose and Morganix, she said something. And the last time I held things from you, it did not go well between us. According to Agatha, take that for what you will. She says Logan Silverfoot is in New Efera. alive.
Okay, now I'm gonna pause. I'm confused. Kayla is confused. Did I misread or did I misunderstand what she said earlier?
The implication was that she killed him once, had him brought back, killed him again, had him brought back, killed him a third time, had him brought back a fourth time, and then proceeded to do something to him that, if one were to know,
Worse than death.
it's worse than death.
Okay, then I don't see how this is good news. Okay.
I didn't say it was good news. I'm just telling you
I
what
was-
it is.
Okay, alright. I was like, oh, what? Alright.
Never said it was good news.
When I spoke to Jalissa, she has the same magic to ask a question or speak to someone at great distances. Like what you used when you tried to contact him for the first time. What she heard. If he's alive, then he is not. He is not what he once was. He is no longer Logan Silverfoot. My father, whatever man he once was, he is very much gone, and he is very much dead. And I think that I have accepted that. But I thank you for telling me this. I said some very awful things the last time we spoke. And I don't want to repeat that.
May I
I
ask
was-
a blunt question?
Yes.
After all this time, all the battles we've faced together, the monsters we've slain, my efforts and success to bring ethos and protect all's crossing, do you still not trust me?
I do trust you, Varnas. I trust you more than I trust myself. You are a much greater leader than I am. And it makes me very upset to say that. Because I was supposed to, this was what I was supposed to be born to do. And when I was younger, I know that maybe not you, but I know maybe Sayla and some of the others might think I'm still a child. But when I was younger, I didn't take that seriously, and it's showing now. You were able to convince Morganix and Cyrus to come back and get on the same page. We have a plan now. I just watched everyone walk away. There have been moments, yes, where I've done great things, and I feel as though I've done and brought great honor to my people, but I still have much to learn. So I am sorry for the things that I said when I was angry. And know that I do look to you with much respect. And I hope that I can be as good of a leader as you are.
May I say a few things and end with a request?
She'll just nod.
You're looking at a man, Alec, who probably has more years behind him than. Believe me, if you would have seen the young, foolish, stupid was at your age, you would have less respect for the man that sits in front of you now. You think you're doing a bad job. I'm amazed at how well you're handling this. This is something no one should have to go through, especially someone your age. And I don't say that to belittle or to pander you, but you shouldn't compare yourself to me. I watch you grow stronger every day. And so many others would have taken any opportunity they could to walk away, to protect themselves, to find the last handful of people they care about, and just walk away. But you're still here. You're still fighting. Because you, Alex Silverfoot of Logan Silverfoot of the North, loves her people and loves her land more than anyone I've ever met. That is why people love you, Alec. That is why people follow you even when you feel like they shouldn't. Because in this day and age with so much evil, so much having someone who truly cares and loves, it's becoming harder to find. It's why I believe in you. I don't know about you, but when I was young, I loved stories of heroes, of adventures, and slaying dragons and griffins and manticores. Did you like those kinds of stories?
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't until I was much older, but I realized something about those stories. When they're being told to us, when we're reading them or hearing them for the first time, we know everything's going to be okay. They're the good guys, they're the heroes. Of course things are going, but that's how stories work. It was only as I got older that I realized those heroes didn't know it at the time. The books don't tell us about how scared they were or how they themselves. They focus on their successes and their victories, and they make these heroes seem almost legendary and out of reach. But true bravery, true courage, isn't having no fear. It's fighting through your fear and doing the right thing anyway. When you keep going forward, not knowing that everything is going to be okay. When I look at you, Alec, I see the heroes that I read about and I wanted to be when I was young.
I wish I knew the right words to say. So, thank you. I really, really, truly mean it. And again, I am so very sorry. I think that people hug when they say these things. Is that okay? If I give that to you?
We can do whatever you want, Alec.
And Alec will give him a hug.
And Varnast will return it and just kind of pat her back once or twice for a moment. Do you remember the first day we met?
I do.
And he'll kind of like pull away from the hug so that he'll look at her. Orgonix told me that you were looking for your father. And I told you that I would do everything I could to help you save him. I don't know about his current condition or what it means for you or your people, but the one thing I can tell you is that you have my word that I will help you save everyone I can. And I'll follow you to whatever end of this journey takes. I swear it to you upon Astitia and Acadia. And I can give no stronger promise than that.
And she will just hug you again.
And he will return it again. And he'll say nothing until she does, and he won't break it until she breaks it.
Yeah, I think she'll just kind of sit there for a moment, and then when she does pull away, she will take the longest drag ever. And then pass it to Varnas.
And with that long, well overdue hug and those long, well overdue drags of that Pitus, as the two of you continue to vibe happily together, knowing that tomorrow is the biggest, most impactful day in the history of the explorers of Efera, you know now that you are growing in with trusted allies, companion. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Holy shit, guys.
You thought last week was bad.
I cried.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I fucking Ryan over here just slaying everybody. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, Joe needs water. Joe looking like a director after the actors nail it on take 31. Oh, I was not even looking at the chat at all. I was literally in tears. Like
I was trying not to laugh while reading the chat.
Oh God!
It's like, don't ruin the moment, Ryan. Don't ruin
We're
the
all
moment.
just watching Joe have a come to Jesus moment.
Well, no. I mean that the fucking thing you said, Ryan. Like it was giving me such Big Sam from the Two Towers vibes, where he's like the heroes in those stories, Mr. Frodo. And he said all that stuff, and I was like, oh no! Like I was like, when you guys, Kayla, when you went back in for the hug, you go back and watch the video, but my glasses were off, and I was like, no, stop it, stop doing it. I just kept getting so, oh my God, no. Well, thank you so much.
There's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Oh God, fucking best. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you, oh God, if you want to make fun of how often I cry on stream, you can join the Discord, and everybody already makes fun of me there, so you'd be welcome. I don't know. I'm in such a weird energy right now, and I'm really happy about it. So just genuinely thank you for watching. You all are amazing for supporting this, and oh yes, yeah, that's gonna be some good stuff. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we are going to raid. Yes, I did not forget about that. Holy shit, I just am...
Raid Shadow Legends is the sponsor.
Oh my
God,
that would be... Let's see. So please stick around for the
sorry,
raid.
I'm gonna roll tonight.
Okay. Oh, these guys have a cool setup.
I mean, guys, you wouldn't believe it. I'm playing this new next-gen mobile game.
What's Jamie?
It's called Raid Shadow Legends, and you wouldn't honestly. It's like next gen. You wouldn't even believe it's a mobile game.
What? But it's a phone game. Are you sure?
I'm feeding into it, Ryan.
Dude,
Okay,
I'm
we're gonna
so
raid
happy right now.
the
You've done enough tonight, Ryan.
Arcane
Take a break.
Archives.
You go sit and think about what you've done.
Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. We really, really, really appreciate all of you, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow or next Tuesday or next Friday. Holy shit, next Friday.
Mainly
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, I know. The stream is suddenly sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. So, thank you all so much. Yeah, I don't say this often because I'm pretty sure it's copywritten, but like, goddamn, is it Friday yet? Holy shit, man. Oh fuck. Alrighty. I don't know. I almost said catch you on the flip side, and that would have been weird. I don't know. I got weird energy right now, man. Thank you for watching. Let's go raid these people, please and thank you.
Peace
All right.
out, vibes.
Oh god, raid now. All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Where they at? All right.
It always takes my computer like
Yeah,
a
let's hear what
1,000
they have
years
to
to go.
say.
A well-forged
Woo.
longsword.
Oh, I like this guy's
Though its
voice.
properties, if any, I do not know.
I have it muted, so I just see this one dude shaking his head profusely.
My computer hasn't transferred over yet. My
My
phone has.
Very hard to do.
Welcome
Oh,
to
his
the
voice.
It's quite alright. The connection is kind of
It's
faint.
cutting in and out.
Yes.
Is my body wavy?
Can you hear me now?
Why is